Hello, thanks for looking at this how-to video. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to remove the front and rear bearings on the Losi 22. We're going to use 4 tools, needle nose pliers, 1 front wheel, a flathead screwdriver, and a 2mm Allen wrench. So the first thing that we are going to be doing is taking our wheel, putting it on our front hex so we have something to hold it by so that we can unscrew the screw that holds our hex on. And we're going to get back here and take this screw out. There we go, our screw's out. We set our wheel to the side and we can just pull our hex out. Set all our parts to the side. Then this is what our flathead screwdriver is for, so that we can gently poke out the stock bearings. Once we have the stock bearings out, we're going to be taking and replacing the bearings with high quality bearings, green steel bearings from Poker Bearings. Once we have our first one in, we're going to take our second one. You can start it with your fingers. It's a little bit hard because there's not a lot of space back here. Once you get it started, you can, there we go, a better way to put this in. There. Once that bearing's in, we're going to take our hex again, put our hex back in, put our wheel back on, take our screw, our 2mm Allen wrench, and just screw all these parts back together. Screw them all together again. Once you have all those parts together, we're going to move on to our rear end. That is how you replace the bearings on the front hub. You will repeat those steps for the other side. And we can set our wheel to the side as we're not going to be using that anymore. Now I actually already popped the rear turnbuckle off, along with took the drive pin and the hex out, just to make it easier so you guys can see everything. So our first step is we're going to take our CVD out. That's what it looks like. I'll set that to the side. Flathead screwdriver again, and just gently poke out our other bearings. Be tricky. See if we can get it out from the other side. There we go. We have our first one, our first stock bearing, as long as we can get our second one out. You also want to make sure you take your crush tube. There's our crush tube. You want to set that to the side as well, because we're going to be putting that back in once we install our new bearings. There we go. Our other one's out. So we're going to be replacing that with more green steel bearings from Poker Bearings. Put our first one in. Then we're going to take our second bearing. We're just going to sit that one to the side. The more I think about it, because we have to take our CVD and our crush tube and put those pieces together first. Once we have those pieces together, I'm going to slide them in. And then remove our CVD. Make sure the crush tube stays in there. Then we're going to take our other bearing and put that in. I used a CVD just so it makes sure everything's lined up and we didn't force anything in there. Then our CVD. Put that into your out drive. You can pop that back on. Then our next step is to take our hex and our drive pin. We're going to put those pieces back together. Once we have those back together, we're going to take our hex and just slide everything together. So now we installed our new bearings, these Green Seal high quality bearings that are made to withstand dirt and debris. And you will just repeat those steps to replace the bearings on the other side. Thanks for looking.